out when you have three analysts at the
Yeah,
desk.
because like we already nerded out, guys.
Yeah.
Like, give us these moments
To have fun.
to have fun, just as how Omega had so much fun with how they drafted this game
Yep.
number 2.
Actually, this type of draft might be a double-edged sword for the side of Omega, knowing that for Omega, yes, they've been known to pull up heroes or pull off heroes that could surprise their enemy team. But the thing here is, it's not every day that we see these three new heroes
Yeah.
to be in an exact team. So for Omega, they really have to pull this off. We are expected to see Ryzen just to jungle as much as possible, have that Dark Knight Falls just to zone out the players during an objective. And what I really like is Benny Cutie was forced to use the Purify spell.
Yeah.
And it's a bit difficult if you are a carry and you are using Purify because your movement is a bit restricted.
Yeah, it's super defensive in a way that the carry is not able to fully utilize the strength of the hero, and he cannot play super aggressive. But given the given the right circumstance, this is still a carry that Omega needs to deal with. Albay, again, the main problem here is that Miko is on the Mincitar, which you did mention that Echo can force out, but it has something that you have to do
Yep.
for the side of Orcas. In Smart Omega, they have, I would say they have the much higher tempo right now compared to game number 1, and up against Echo, they have the chance of taking over, especially with how Benny Cutie is positioned in this game, because he is going to have to play that defensive form of carry, and this Leslie can pop off because at the mid stages of the game, Omega this time around can actually fight back.
Yeah, actually, and even the visions that we've been mentioning about, there is also a vision. But we heard that flicker from Keller, so he is aware that there are many players from Echo on that side. And look at that!
Oh, Ryzen with the ultimate, the lights are out. Yaoi has been used, has been killed off with the retribution coming out from Ryzen. So that means Omega gets first blood, but Echo will have control over the turtle. And Ryzen didn't even bother going to that area, as they know that Echo will have this turtle for free. However, Luis being gone on by Sanford, almost falling down to critical HP, and Carltes is here to secure the turtle. Again, the King's Calling hasn't been used. Echo cannot fight anymore. They're going to be happy with what they have. Even though Omega tried to go for the contest, Echo still has gotten themselves the turtle.
Look at the changes from Omega's side. Actually, they are on the lead after that. They are in the lead in terms of positioning on the turtle objective. Now, they are aware that the retribution has been used by Ryzen, as to why they forced Omega to be on that turtle pit and at the same time use their skills. So we see right now that for Echo, they are slowly getting that pace that it won, and even Kelra is forced to go for a tower hug on the top lane. So even Cartesi is really on par against Ryzen, who in an instant, we heard that.
Retribution battle between Carltes and Ryzen. I believe Carltes was the one who was able to take it. So it does put some form of pressure on the resources of Smart Omega. But again, this lineup can fight. So I think for Smart Omega, it's not going to matter that much. But Yaoi with the Divine Judgment onto Miko, shutting off that King's Calling. But Miko actually was able to pull off the ultimate before he died. So they get the return kill on Carltes.
That was actually a fast King's Calling counter for Miko, but a nice play for Echo. They're really aware that they really have to force Miko to be not part of the team fight as much as possible. The placing of King's Calling is not for the upper hand of Omega. Okay, we saw that
Recall plus
on
a sticker.
4K.
This is one of the quickest finger pull I've ever seen in MLBB. Like recall, the recall was fast. The recall alone was fast, and with sticker, ugh.
Well, recall, stickers, tradings, fast fingers. This is going to be a game we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Calculated are still these two teams, but again, both of them have the potential to just surprise, play fast, strike fast, get on out of there. But so far, what we've been seeing is when one team strikes fast, they just bump heads right now, and that's what a lot of us like to see here.
Yep.
At one point, though, these two teams just have to be much more calculated in terms of what trade they're going to get. The last one, Carltes fell, so because of that, his jungler rotation is a bit off right now.
Yep.
Omega have the positional advantage for this turtle, but good sense that Yaoi did this. He pulled back the turtle for Echo.
Okay, we could see the position now for Echo. Even Miko is there for the vision for Smart Omega.
Yaoi with a flicker in Divine Judgment, and here comes the vengeance coming out from the Arlott with a final slash. The waves are there. Carltesian, however, was able to secure the turtle, but double kill already is on Ryzen. Luis trying to get away from the carry, but Benecutie will follow up and he gets the glue kill, but Ryzen is still on the front line without any form of jump. Benecutie gets the double kill.
Okay.
Wow.
Just when we thought that Omega is on the lead in terms of that initiation, it was King's Calling, then flicker in for Miko plus a hook with that spear. Now for Omega, the trade is they were able to secure a turret on the bottom lane, but same goes with Benecutie on the top lane. Now Echo with that nice counter engage against Omega when Ryzen was part of the team fight, they are still on the lead in terms of gold. Now looking at the gold, again there is a level gap between Benecutie and even Kelra on this game. Level gap, I mean. So even the gold here is definitely on Benecutie's side, but wait, on
Easy.
the mid lane.
King's Calling has been laid
he
out,
just walked
but
on out of that.
with the ultimate is there with the umbrella. They were able to take out the Kadita, and Benecutie deals the damage needed to take out the Minstar. Finals slash coming out from the Arlott. Ryzen is able to get away, however, but Sanji goes in. He wants to take out a Hellcurt. Carltesi with a Thorn Rose onto Luis, but able to take out the Hellcurt, and Luis is able to get out, but Echo has gotten what they came for, the kill onto the Hellcurt.
Chantel, Midnight, all of that happened because Carltesi Crip walked out of a King's Calling.
Yeah.
He just walked on right out of it. Omega thought they had a pick off, and Echo were right there for the counter initiation, and they committed the play even more, Chantel.
Yeah, actually for the King's Calling, the main purpose of the ultimate is to stop the rapidness of Echo, but at the same time, Echo is fully aware of that. So on those moments wherein there is a King's Calling, they just move away on the ultimate and at the same time push forward to another play. So Echo right now is playing wisely against Omega, and Omega, it's as if again they are going back to that reacting on how Echo plays. So it is a bit difficult for them. Even Keller, yes, he hasn't been targeted here by Echo, but his movement has been limited, not the usual Kelra that we see.
Yeah, and you know what else I noticed? The King's Calling is actually a target for Sanji in terms of where he's going to throw his umbrella and ultimate.
Yeah.
Every King's Calling that he sees, that's where he tosses in the Yin Yang overturn.
Yeah, it's like he knows that more heroes will be grouping up here in this area, because this is where they are going to try to massacre heroes. Final slash onto Luis, and a lot of dashes coming out from the Lancer. And actually, with the Arlott, we are expected to see more dashes come out from these two players, but it's just a poke at the end of the day. And Smart Omega, again, is continuously reacting to whatever Echo is doing.
Yeah, and again, theoretically, Minstar, fantastic against the entire lineup of Echo. But what Echo are doing right is that they're just playing really smartly against it. They picked up the Kagura. The Kagura seems to be answering the Minstar well in terms of, okay, they're going to get caught in the King's Calling, but my umbrella will punish them, but here comes Echo. Maybe
the usage of the spell to get the vision onto the bush. With that, they get the kill on Storm. Carltesi dodges the hook from Miko.
Now we can see the difference on the aggressiveness of Echo and Omega. If there are moments wherein Yawi is to go for a face check as much as possible, if he has the resources, why not? We go for a setup play. Now for Omega, here's the problem for them. They have the kit, they have the King's Calling, but the King's Calling is being used defensively against Echo. As
Carl,
really
styling on Smart Omega.
Again, if you are Omega, as much as possible, you don't want to play on Echo's game. You want to bring in your game.
Yeah.
So, and they're just really reacting on those plays from Echo. If there is Divine Judgment, they go for the counter play. But at the same time, majority of the players of Echo are really positioned near that Divine Judgment. So what if they change things up?
I will give a counter view here, though. I agree with everything that you said. The times that Omega have initiated, though, it just seems like they got outplayed. Because, they are being more reactive, but the times where they are the ones being proactive, it just gets countered by Echo.
You also have to factor in the the individual mechanics that Echo has, especially with Sanford, with incredible final slashes that we've seen. Omega at this point might be feeling scared, but it's gonna be a problem later on as the Kadita with the Petrify uses it on the Yawi, but it's not gonna be enough. But Miko takes out the Ardent, however, but the Yin Yang overturn is there from the Kagura. They want to catch up onto the heroes of Smart Omega, but they let go of the chase as the eyes are set onto the Lord.
And once again, the Umbrella Ella of Sanji, he's going to work right now.
Just a lot of damage here for the side of Echo onto this game. Now, Omega, they are a bit struggling on how they will really play. Take note that there is a counter again for that rough waves from Storm. Regardless if he has the Petrify, yeah, we could go in for the Divine Judgment and even Carteezy. Again, the mastery of this hero. Who would doubt that? If you are Carteezy, those punctures and every dashes against Omega is really deadly against Omega. Now looking at the itemization, so this is an item. If you are a carry, that you're just ready for blood. You know, you have 3 items. You have for the movement speed. You even have for the attack speed.
Yeah.
So we might as well see that damage against Luis, which is supposed to be
Final slash.
attacking hero.
Final slash for Sanford. Yawi with the pull.
Oh,
The
he got
hook was there coming out from Miko, but Yawi is able to flicker out. Luis, however, has to get out with the flicker. And the split is going to be over. Sanford with the vengeance and another puncture coming out from Carteezy. Oh, the hook was there from Miko, but Carteezy was able to puncture out. Again, the mechanics from the Orcas are definitely showing up here against Smart Omega.
Who would have thought Kagura was the answer to a Mincetar?
Yeah, just the umbrella. I mean, it's as if Sanjay has been thinking that the King's Calling is the range, the whole range of the Yin Yang Overturn. You know, so for Omega right now, one crucial factor for them on this Lord or possible pushes from Echo on the inhibitor is there's no really clearing of minion wave type of heroes. So it's as if you're forcing Stone to use the rough waves just to clear the minion wave, where in fact it is the skill that they need to burst the heroes of Echo.
Yeah, now that I pointed it out, it feels like Smart Omega has really bad wave clear. So if ever they're put in a position wherein they have to defend against Echo, aside from the fact that you have to worry about flickers coming out from Arlott and Kaja, it also feels just weird defending against Echo because you also have to worry about minions.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of minions, a lot of problems right now for Omega. It seems like what they have to do sounds so difficult, wherein they somehow have to approach a pick-off or team fight attempt in a way that isn't what pros aren't used to.
Yeah.
Where it's all very compact and very systematic. Because if they do that, they get an umbrella thrown in their face. But if they go, let's say, theoretically, Miko gets a hook pull, a delayed entry by the other members of Omega away from the roamer, because Sanji always throws his umbrella to where Miko is. See, even just trying to describe it already sounds so complicated to do for Omega.
It's kind of like cooking for Smart Omega, but this is not the let him cook mentality that you want, because you have so many things to follow on the on the checklist. And you also have to worry about other things, like how do we break Lord? How do we actually contest against the Lancelot?
Yeah, it's like Omega's used to cooking Filipino, but now they have to cook Italian.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
But you have Filipino ingredients.
But you have Filipino ingredients.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
how
to cook an
complicated
orca.
things are.
Yeah, they have to cook an orca pasta somehow. But how could they do it? It's
Wait, there's an orca pasta?
no, there isn't.
No, that is the main
never
problem.
be.
Okay.
That
should
is the
never
main
be.
problem.
Yeah.
That is the main problem,
It
right?
does not exist.
Yeah, and, they have to go
Oh,
up
Yawi.
against... Oh, Yawi.
Oh, with the
doesn't get
split, the dodge from Luis is there, and the hook connects from Miko. The King's Calling has been laid out, but Echo, they're able to run away. It is just Kaja that died. Sanford was able to get out with a flicker in. Carteezy, however,
Oh my
punctures
God.
through so many heroes, and he was able to get out, and Bandicutie comes in for the finisher.
What? The Storm! Bandicutie has it in the bag, yo!
Again, for Omega, it was a nice set for them. They were able to pull, they were actually able to kill Yawi on that moment. You could see the potential, but again, Echo, they were able to have a backup in terms of damage. And look at Carteezy. He went in against Killer just to break the formation of Omega during that moment. And there's no doubt that even Bandicutie is just there dealing damage, doing the free hit against Omega, as to why even Omega can't withstand the damage that he has on this almost full item.
Yeah.
Literally going towards that movement speed, attack speed type of item.
It's a hybrid Lancelot, you know, with you see War Axe, Counter Strike, and then three tank items. It is a hybrid Lancelot, and even Omega was not expecting that. They were like, wait, why is there a Lancelot here?
Why is there damage on this Lancelot as well?
That's around 30% cooldown reduction already for this Lancelot, with the Hunter Strike, the War Axe, and the Thunderbolt.
That's also a ton of damage as well. Like you think that he does not deal damage? Well, for one, the Thunderbolt is there, and the physical penetration is also there. So it's kind of the complete hook is gonna come out from NiKo. It lands on the Ardot, and Sandbird is not able to react to that. So Smart Omega, they do have the chance to defend this one against Echo.
Okay, conceal.
As the initiation power is not there.
Oh!
Messes up the
Oh my
Petrify! It does not land, and Yawi with the Flicker Divine Charge of Incognity goes in, and Echo goes for the base lock, and they take the sweep against the Barangay.
And the drums of war have overshadowed and drowned out the sounds of hope for a victory in Barangay Omega as the reigning world champions, louder, and look at Yawi, prouder right
you
now.
go.
There's your clippable moment.
Classic.
Snipe, Ikel, Zekild. There's your clippable moment right there.
Classic, classic Yawi, I might say.
Vintage.
Classic Yawi.
Vintage Yawi.
Vintage Yawi, and again, Echo has been playing really well throughout the series. The adjustment in terms of the heroes, and at the same time, even at that last moment, I wasn't expecting a Storm to be
they're hugging it out.
dissolved.
They're hugging it out.
Hug it out.
See?
It's all part of the game.
Yeah,
It's all
this is,
part of the game.
this is friendly competition, and I love the spirits. The taunts are there, but also the respect from Echo, the current world champions, towards the ex-Kings of Seas.
Well, we got it. We got craziness,